We are making a most delicious soup, cheese and ale soup. And I'm telling you, you are going to love it. The first time I ever had it was at Disney World in the Canadian section at Epcot. And so I was so anxious to learn how to make it. Well, actually, this version of it, because it's so flavorful. So what I've done is I've melted a stick of butter. I saute half an onion, 2 carrots, 2 celery stalks, and a half a red bell pepper. And then I added a half cup of flour. And so this is what it looks like. The aromatics that we added were a teaspoon of garlic, a teaspoon of thyme, a teaspoon of mustard powder, 2 tablespoons of mustard, whole grain mustard, a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of pepper.
And you can find the recipe online at kitchen.com.
Right. And then we add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 5 shakes of hot sauce, or more if you want it. And now you see that the veggies are sauteed up nicely. The flour is nicely incorporated. And when we first did the flouring, we used a whisk. So now we're going to add 5 cups of chicken broth. And while I'm adding the chicken broth, I'm going to whisk it again, because you just have to make it blend together really well. Whisk, whisk, whisk.
And he goes singing.
And he goes singing. He's so sweet. He's just the sweetest thing in the world. And we've had so much fun this morning. I know. So here we go, whisking it together. Here's our 5th cup of chicken broth. You can make your own. You can buy it. It's so good now whenever you buy it. I think it's just fine to do that. And then we're going to add, oops, we're going to go swimming for our whisk. We're going to add our ale. So I have it right here. So this is 1 can. I think it's 12 ounces of ale. Or beer. Wonder what you want to call it. And so here we go. I know. Yeah. So we're going to let this cook. You want to see it? Oh, look. Here's our soup we're going to have after a while. What you think? You think it looks good? So yummy. So we're going to turn this up and let it come to a simmer, and then we're going to let it cook down for about 20 minutes. So we'll see y'all back then. Okay, y'all, so our soup has been simmering for 20 minutes. And if you don't like, if you want it to be completely smooth, you don't like the little chunks of vegetables, you can take an immersion blender and blend it all up. My family happens to like them, so I'm going to leave them. But what you do now is add, very quickly, a cup of heavy cream. Now that was actually, we get our cream from a local dairy, and so it has like real butter kind of at the top. But here's this. And then you add 2.5 cups of cheddar cheese. And you just stir, stir, stir. I'm going to stir it and tell y'all that whenever the second time I went to Disney World and had this soup, I just kept tasting it. It was during the food festival there, and I kept tasting it. And I told my friend Helen, there's something different in this soup. So I happened to see the chef, and so I went over and asked him, and I said, what do you put in your cheese and ale soup? Because it's just got a depth of flavor that mine doesn't have. And he said, bacon. So we're going to garnish it with some bacon. But remember, that does really make a difference. So look, here's our cheese and ale soup. Isn't it beautiful, honey? Mm-hmm. It smells so good. So I'm going to ladle it up and show you how we're going to serve it. Now, if you, you can let it cook down just a little bit if you want it to be a little bit thicker. I think it's a pretty good consistency myself. You can serve it with French bread or some crackers, and it will be delicious. So here we go. Serve it with, sprinkle some green onions on top. We love green onions. And remember, don't leave out the bacon. Sprinkle that on top. And there you have it, cheese and ale soup. Bon appetit, y'all.
How would you like to become a VIP member of Miss Dana's Kitchen? Miss Dana is now on Patreon. By joining Miss Dana's Kitchen on Patreon, you will get early access to videos, a special tips and tricks video, Miss Dana's Kitchen merchandise, emails delivered directly to your inbox, and much more. There are several membership tiers to choose from, starting at just $5 a month. Miss Dana would love to connect with you. Visit patreon.com/Miss Dana's Kitchen for more information.